Hey everybody, we are doing an activity called Create a Creature. So I'm going to do an example for you so you can see exactly what you need to do for this. You need obviously your Chromebook and you need a coin or something to flip that has like a heads or a tails. That's all you need for right now to do this activity. So find a coin and watch how this works. So these two things are online for you. Okay, we've got the sheet that we're gonna fill in. You guys are gonna type and I'm gonna write. And then you've got this little traits key, which we'll need to use. So the first thing, it says for each trait listed below, flip the coin to determine if your creature has received a dominant allele or a recessive allele from each parent. So with the coin, if you get heads, that means that you have inherited from that parent a dominant allele or capital letter. If you get tails, that means you have inherited a recessive allele or a lowercase letter. Now again, I know this sounds confusing, but as we go through, it'll start to make sense. So our first trait that we're going to look at is head shape, using A as our letter. So I'm going to flip my coin here. And I got tails. What that means is I have inherited a recessive allele for head shape from dad. Now again, I'm using A as my letter. So recessive would mean that I inherited a lowercase a from dad. From mom, I inherited a capital A because I got heads, which means I inherited a dominant allele from mama. When I put in my now genotype, the two letters put together, again, I always put capital first, so both of those put together, I've got a capital A and a lowercase a. Now again, this is talking about the trait for head shape. This part says new creature's phenotype. This is where we have to look at this key here. So looking here, the head shape for my genotype, capital A, lowercase a, means that my creature has a rounded nose and head. So I'm just going to write that. Round, nose, and head. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to the next trait, which is number of eyes. So this is what I get from dad. Okay, got heads, which means I inherited a dominant allele from dad. Now, number of eyes we're using instead of A, we're going to use B. Okay. Flip it again. Oh, I got tails. So mom, I inherited a recessive allele. So I'm going to do little b. Putting them together, my new genotype is big B, little b. My phenotype, I have to look at the key. So for number of eyes, a big B and a little b means I have 2 eyes. So my creature has 2 eyes. Now again, you're typing this in on your Google Doc. Next trait is shape of eyes. Okay, I got heads, which means I inherited a dominant allele from my dad. So that would be big C. Again, keep getting the same thing. I inherited a recessive allele from my mom. So my new genotype is big C, little c. I go to the key. Big C, little c means my eyes for my creature are oval. So you're going to keep doing this. Okay, I inherited a recessive allele for color of eyes from dad. So lowercase d. And a lowercase d, recessive, I got tails, from mom. My genotype, putting these together, would be little d, little d. I look at the key. My color of eyes, little d means that my eye color is yellow. Teeth. I inherited a recessive allele. I got tails, recessive allele for teeth from my dad. So that's lowercase. And I got heads, dominant allele for teeth, type of teeth from mom, which is capital. I put them together, which means I go to my key. Capital E, lowercase e means that I have red spiked teeth. Gross. Red spiked. Okay, I'm going to keep going. This is the trait for spikes or no spikes. I got heads from Dad here, so that would be a capital F. Tails from Mom, which is lowercase. I put them together. Look at my key, which means I have black spikes. Ooh. Black spikes. Okay, and I'm gonna keep going. Dominant from Dad. Now this is horn or no horn. So inherited a dominant. Ooh, and another heads from Mom. Putting them together, which means I have a green horn. Black spikes and a green horn. Number 3 says, based on the genotype and phenotype that your creature inherited, create a colored drawing of your creature. Use the key provided to help you draw the characteristics. And then it says, you can either make your drawing on the Google Jamboard attached to the assignment, or make your own drawing on a paper and attach your picture to it. You'll get the full points for just doing this part. If you want to take it a step further and do the Jamboard or draw a picture and send it to me, that's optional. I would highly encourage it because let's be honest, this is going to be kind of a weird creature and fun to draw.